Yeah. Okay.
Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Clark?
Here.
Karen?
Yes.
Hudson?
Here.
Whitmer? Here.
Have a motion to accept the agenda, adopt the agenda.
Second motion.
Discussion. Roll call.
Clark?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Whitmer? Yes.
Motion passes. Item number 4, Superintendent's report.
Okay. Brought a new program. It's called Crazy Talking by Real Illusion, and it allows you to do your own animations. So if you see the Columbiana Board of Education being shoveled in here, it's kind of a neat way to do your own programs. And you can, it comes with some of these that are already said. You can change the text in it the way you want it. It's kind of cool, but something I'm going to monkey around with as I get time. So, first thing I want to talk to you a little bit about is, and Tony Groncona and I have had this conversation quite a bit. There's the trophy you have, Scott, as a matter of fact, right there. Well,
There it is. That's me. Jumping around with the trophy.
I met with a gentleman who graduated here and then went to Ohio State, and his twin daughters later graduated from Columbiana in 1986. And they've established or set up, his name's Thomas Logan, his wife stopped by to see me. It was a very, very nice conversation, and they would like to provide the district with a couple of scholarships. So we talked about some scholarships that we have and how we go about doing that. And but I wanted to share with you a little bit about it's called the Logan Family Charitable Fund. They have their own 501c3, and they wanted to set up 2 $1,000 scholarships for graduating seniors. They're in the process of meeting with our guidance counselor, Amber Waller, and kind of deciding how that's going to look and how they want to go about doing that. The first one they want to call Going Forward Academic, which is someone going to a traditional 4-year college. And then this is a $1,000 scholarship one time. And then the second one they want to do, which is a little bit different than what we've seen before, is Going Forward Skills. Someone who isn't necessarily going to college, but is going to further their education, maybe at like an ITC or like a technology school, or maybe they're going on to forward it in some kind of industry type skill, or forward their, in other words, getting their doing a little bit more in terms of education beyond that, and they're going to not necessarily look at the college route. So it was kind of interesting. Very, very nice folks. It was nice. I know they're stopping in tomorrow. Their twin daughters are in town, and they're going to come in and see me, Amber, tomorrow and talk a little bit more about this. So we're pretty excited to have them reinvest in the education that they received long ago and their children long ago at Columbiana schools. So we're pretty excited. They believe this is going to be something they can continue to do, and that's why they set up the fund the way they did with the 501c3, so that it feeds itself. Currently available to high school seniors, we have 19 locally funded scholarships. That doesn't mean that they aren't available to apply for other scholarships that are all out there. Sometimes the ESCs, sometimes the Mahoning Valley has some, but we have 19 locally funded scholarships for seniors. We do that through a one-time application through the CHS Counseling Department, their web page. And even the Logan family is considering that they may utilize that application as well. where students go one time, they fill out that application, and then that application goes out to all the different 19 scholarships, and those folks are able to pick from that. So we have just a wide variety of scholarships available to kids, and this is how we do that. I can tell you that Amber is doing a tremendous job. She has a guidance newsletter she's putting out. She's trying to create a little bit more awareness of what's happening, what's available to our students. And you know, lots and lots of times we hear that, well, I didn't know that was there, I didn't know this, or I didn't know that. Well, she's going to do a little bit more to try and reach out and make sure people understand and know what we have available. This is one of the things. Now, she meets with students, so the students are generally aware, but lots of times mom and dad isn't. So this is going to be another way that we can make them aware of what's happening or what services might be available from the high school. Now, the other thing I wanted to bring about, we talked a little bit about the STEAM. I'll pass these down. These are some things that you can look at. We talked a little bit about STEAM Academy. Mr. Hostetler did that last time, and a little bit about entrepreneurship for the program. And this class, the screen printing class that we have, is getting started now, but in preparation to be really fully functioning for next year. So the first screen that they had was a screen that was already done by the person who was running the business prior to us obtaining their equipment, purchasing their used equipment. And if you can see that one of the things that's not very well done with this is there's some bubbling or some that's not sharp. You can see kind of wave into some of the. So this is one of the test prints that they did. The first one that they did was for the little basketball shootout. They needed shirts done, and they came up with a screen, and this was the test print, and they printed it was one color on white shirts. And thanks to Amy Clark and the boosters donated. Amy had additional shirts left over. They donated several boxes of shirts. So they were able to do that, put it together, get the product out. She said use them as tests, be able to test on them. So the next one that they were working on, they created a design. I came up with a little fun logo for using the Superman emblem with our Clipper planes. So Trish Mesos and actually her husband helped out to get the logo cleaned up and looking good. So this was the first print they did. If you look at it, when they first tried it, obviously there's something wrong with the way the plane is, the lines are going through. So this was their first rundown. So they're learning from some of their mistakes on what they do and how they do it. And this is just a test print. So the kids, they get to see these. They'll be able to take a look at these, see what went wrong with it. And they're learning because sometimes these are layered. And when they layered it, they didn't account for the red going through the lines. So the next time around, and they're in the process right now, the next time around, they actually created the logo. And what they'll do now is they'll have two screens. Because this will be a black print with black ink, and then the next one will be just the red with the Superman logo. And that will account for not going over this, so they'll black out all these spots here, and it'll just be whatever color the shirt is, behind it will be the color of the plane. So this is just a test print. This was done today. And then they tried one of those sample t-shirts. Kind of looks like this. That now they don't have the second screen that will do the red, but eventually they're going to have the red, and they'll be able to print this shirt. So it's a process, and it takes a little bit of time to do. And they're learning how to do the emulsion correctly and do the screen, and it's kind of a nice little quick print with one color. So two colors gets to be a little trickier. And so you can kind of get an idea of what two colors would look like, but it will, hopefully they'll have it ready to go here fairly soon. So it's just kind of a nice thing for you to see some of the things that they're doing in class right now, right here in the high school. So, any questions about the screen printing class right now?
How many are in the class?
How many of these we got in the class this time?
We have about 10 kids right now. So
And what is this like? When did they start? When did the class start?
the class is actually a business course,
Okay, this is a section of it.
and what they're doing right now is kind of starting the business from scratch. You know,
Building it.
counting like loan money and
Oh, cool.
how much each shirt costs, how much the ink costs, the emulsion. It's actually, to get to that point, I was just amazed by it. It's actually a 3 to 4 day process of making it, burning it, and getting the emulsion right.
It could have the set and everything.
Yeah, it's quite the
That's
process.
cool. So about 10 kids.
Yeah.
And will it be the same thing, or is this like it'll be like the business part of, or is this going to be a separate class at some point?
This will actually be part of the entrepreneur part of the program. So next year we're hoping we're going to open it up. We're hoping for 20 seniors, 20 juniors, if it expands the way we hope to. So we're trying to make it very attractive.
And for now, we're targeting upperclassmen. I think some of our goals and what we talked about is electives, and having, we're 25 years ago, every school district had its own shop. Home economics teachers were easy to come by. They're not as easy to come by these days. So we're trying to utilize the best of our current staff and their certifications and their talents. Trish Mesos is tremendous, and she's willing to take on new tasks and take on new opportunities. And I think this is a really kind of hands-on, fun way for kids to learn and take on this kind of coursework. So we're pretty excited to be able to introduce some different things.
Well, it's like you said, it's not all about everybody has to go to college and get that 4-year bachelor's degree anymore. I mean, there's so many other aspects of life and trade out there that we need to, cater to all of our students, not just the ones that, want to go to the traditional college. So that's awesome.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I got a question for you too, Don,
Yeah.
about Amber and this, the counseling and her sending out these things, which I think is a great idea. Now we're communicating. Is that being sent to the parents' email, or how is it being sent? Because if it goes to the students, I mean, it's not going to be as advantageous.
She's working off of, I think she's working with Jason on the new Ohio Alerts. Once we get that rolling, she'll be able to roll out information electronically. She had been using Remind 101, but again, it relies upon parents knowing it's out there and trying to get logged into it. So I think this next newsletter that goes out from the district will have a little bit more information about her stuff, so that we can point our parents in the direction of where they can get to her page, where they can get the information, where they can have better access. So
the Ohio Alerts we have, as a parent, they have to register to receive the alert.
you would.
Yeah, and I think it's important to, and obviously she understands the ease that we need to make it for these parents to be able to do this, because, obviously there's some parents that are very engaging, and there's some that aren't. So we need to put it in their face so that it's easy for them to be able to do this for their child. But in addition to that, also with what she's doing, and I think this is great that she's doing all this stuff. She's also, I know she's putting it on some of these posts on Facebook too now. So the people that have liked her or her page or however, well, it's actually Columbiana guidance counselor or something it says that it's posting on Facebook as she's doing these things. So really it's becoming more interactive. I don't know if any of you folks have seen it. If you have a Facebook page, it comes up. But she's doing more and more and more. But this is really, really important, I believe, in order to teach these students and also their parents to try to help them with these things.
She's been doing this, and we've had this stuff all available. The problem has been is getting out, and she's using the electronic means to get out the word that it's here, that it's available, that call will help you get to it, will provide the information. So I think that's a critical piece. She's more than willing to go above and beyond to try and get that information.
Well, hopefully Jason can set up an email, a targeted email that'll go out to those parents and students. And I don't know if he can even set it up so that we can see the open rate of those emails, which would be important too. You know what I mean?
We do not have a fully, in other words, a full list of complete parental emails. And that is because if they don't give them to us, which they're not necessarily required to on forms, or they didn't have one, or they still do email. So we're limited sometimes, and we did pull out, or we tried to extract what we could from what we had available to us. So but we're hoping to utilize that. Jason's been working on that, and hopefully we'll have something here soon that she can start sending some blasts out to get people at least informed that this is available.
I would agree. The more information you give to the parents, the better. That's who's going to really be concerned normally about scholarships, not the students.
Right.
They need to get it. And I like the ideas of a newsletter, and I like the idea of putting on Facebook. Any other electronic means that can be used, certainly that's a great idea.
Could we, maybe we can even advance it a little bit further in your newsletter, that we come out with a School Clipper newsletter, that we can put in there something about the parents and obtaining emails and where to send their email addresses to, so we can try to obtain more of them, especially for juniors and seniors, right? Because those are the important ones we really need to interact with at this point. And she can, let's face it, it's one click, and she can give them a lot of information onto there.
And for her, it's 9 to 12 she's reaching out with. Because to be very honest with you, the elementary folks aren't really not interested in what is actually going on right now. They become very, very interested as their children are starting to reach that age in which they're involved more and more at the high school level. So,
well, I think the earlier the parents become aware of terms such as FAFSA, they're going to need to learn that, name that term, and they're going to need to know what it means early on in their students' senior year. You know, they need to understand what they have to prepare and that it needs to be done in order to look at what type of award their child may be entitled to. So the earlier, you know, if they're juniors, because I know a lot of parents never have heard of the term before, and then all of a sudden you're trying to get all that done in order to obtain financial assistance for your child.
ACTs too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Educating, that's maybe something we can look at. I mean, I believe that with every child, the more information we can give the parent, the student, the better off we're going to be with ACTs, any tutors that may be available to help those children with ACTs and how to take an ACT test and how to do it and where to go. I mean, that's all information that, listen, we know that parents, there's engaged parents, and there's parents that are semi-engaged, and there's parents that aren't engaged at all. And if we can give them enough information to make it easy, I think maybe we can help. If we help one or two students, I mean, I think we won. All day long we win, and the student wins.
Yeah, the advancement with the one application was huge, because we were able to provide information to all those entities with one form.
Yep.
And it makes it a little bit easier if you're a student that's interested in X, Y, or Z, that you're able to fill out a multitude of opportunities with one shot. You know, I think that some of the scholarships are athletic oriented, and that student may not necessarily qualify or care for those options, but they fill it out, and then the people who are awarding those scholarships will have a whole bunch of students to pick and choose from. So
and speaking as somebody that's been involved in a number of different scholarships, You're disappointed as a scholarship committee when you've got 5 applications. It's like, are you kidding me? How many kids are in that senior class? And that reflects poorly on the school, whether the school realizes it or wants to realize it. It does. Because I've heard the comments over the years with regard to schools and with regard to particular senior classes. Don't these kids give a darn? And, you know, it is a reflection. So the more information, I agree with Scott, the more information, the better. It reflects on us as a board, and it reflects on the administration and the teachers.
I think the last thing we want to do is not allow people to have opportunity to apply for them. You know, I hear so many times that, well, we didn't know, and the parent probably didn't know, but the students were all brought into, in fact, now they bring them in and have them fill out the application in groups.
That's what they do.
And, you know, I guess if you're that student who really doesn't want to fill them out, I guess you could sit there and not fill it out. But at the same time, they're giving opportunity to fill those out and answer questions a bit to the best of their ability. So we're trying to take the initiative, and we are trying to make it easy for the student, for the parent, and provide the opportunity to, you know, be seen as a chance to get a scholarship if you're so inclined to do so.
See, that's the difference between Columbiana. At Columbiana, we assist the students and try to be advanced in what we do to try to help them not only through their education here, but also when they leave here. That's the difference in our school district. And with these things like this and these programs, it even shows more initiative for us to be able to advance those students further in life. And that's what it's all about, education. That's it.
I think the board's active role in wanting us as a district to do these things has really pushed us further along. So, you know, thanks for wanting this stuff to be the way it is. So. That's it.
All right. Cool. Thank you. Item number 5, Patricia Ning, no reports. Item number 6, principal reports.
My principal's report is in board share, and so is my February newsletter for you. For curriculum and professional development, Mrs. Strohbecker and Mrs. Holt will continue to offer literacy collaborative strategies to teachers. Next Friday, they're actually planning with the county office the remainder of our staff meetings to continue and cover writing across the curriculum. Corey Bubon from Mahoning County ESC just met with my Dixon leadership team for half a day to look at math resources. We've had investigations for a lot of years now, and with the new Ohio Learning Standards, there's gaps, and they're trying to fill it in with all different resources. And so we're looking at the program that the middle school is using, Bridges, Everyday Math, and New Investigations. So the county is assisting us with that search for some different resources. Second round of teacher observations and evaluations has begun. IATs for at-risk students continue. Pack with the Principal continues. First grade is finishing up their Aiming High with Family Children First Council. Second grade begins next month. Parent-teacher conferences are Thursday evening. Congratulations to the following Dixon students who have artwork displayed at the Columbiana County Student Art Show, and they'll attend a reception on March 3rd. Carly Martin, Camille Jeffries, Haley Tilton, Sophie Davis, and Emerson Kometz. Also, I have 2 wrestlers, Gavin Sloan and Kyle Burt, both qualified for state in their weight classes. Third grade and fourth grade intramurals will finish up this month. We're still continuing with our Olveus bullying prevention program. This is our 11th annual Jump for Heart. We've raised since 2006 $31,000 for the American Heart Association, and last year we raised a little over $8,000. This year our goal is $10,000. So far I don't know what it is, but a big thank you to Ms. Schiffauer for organizing the event. I'd like to thank PTO, purchased a screen for our stage, a big screen that comes down so we could use a projector and kind of do family movie night or class or grade level movies in there, or show things on our 3D rover to more students than just one class, and it moves up and down. I'd like to thank them for that. Our upcoming Valentine parties will be sponsored by PTO, and mother-son hockey night. They'll be going to a Phantoms game. at the end of the month. I put some important dates down at the bottom of what's coming up the rest of the year. And that is my report. Thank you.
Southside Middle School Board report, also found in board share. Try not to repeat anything Mrs. Sharshan already hit. Clipper sports. Southside Middle School Clippers are finishing their winter sports season. The wrestling team will complete their season this Friday and Saturday at Liberty in the EOWL Championships. Basketball teams have finished their regular seasons and are ready to begin tournament play this week. Currently, the 7th grade girls are at Western Reserve playing. Our 8th grade boys are home tomorrow night against Lisbon, while the 7th grade boys tomorrow night travel to Springfield. And then our 8th grade girls, they are the #1 seed in the ITCL tournament this year. They will play the winner of United East Palestine on February 16th, and that will be a home game. Our girls actually, if they win, will have another home game. So thanks to our cheerleaders for their work in the winter sports season, raising school spirit, and we've actually started signing up for track for our spring sports. We held the City Spelling Bee on February 1st in the high school auditorium. The winner of the bee was Monica Cobbin from the 6th grade. Monica will be representing Southside Middle School at the County Bee in Lisbon on March 9th. Also attending the bee will be 8th grader Lily Love, 7th grader Eric G., and our alternate to the bee will be 6th grader Nicole Stimson. Important dates, tomorrow night is our parent-teacher conferences from 2:50 to 9 o'clock. We will be having our school dance sponsored by Student Council on Thursday from 6 to 8, and then we'll be having our President's Day weekend vacation this coming weekend. That's the Southside Middle School report.
The high school report is also in board chair. Under academics and curriculum, testing update, our computer labs have been very busy, getting some teachers rotated through, practicing some of the testing with the new format. College Credit Plus update. We'll be hosting a College Credit Plus meeting this Thursday, February 11th at 6 p.m. in the auditorium for any student or parent interested in more information regarding College Credit Plus. Student events. NHS tapping will be February 19th during school day. Induction will take place on February 25th at 6:30 p.m. Night of speech will take place on February 28th. A spaghetti dinner from 4 to 6, followed by the speeches at 6:30, and that will last till 8 or 9. That's always a great event to see the speech kids. The annual Power Meet will take place March 5th. Lifting starts around 9 a.m. Coach Spate's already getting ready for that. So, under community and students, the Rotary 4-way speech contest took place today in the high school auditorium. We had 10 students participate this year, which is our most ever. So, I want to say congratulations to all 10 of them. And I know Mr. Mook spoke on scholarships. CHS has nominated 7 students for the J.L. Francis Scholarship. That's for a Mahoning County student. Alexandria Moreski, Crystal Stone, Kayla Hamilton, Holly Goddard, Emily Ram, and Matt Roncone are all nominated for that. Cassie Mead was nominated for the Franklin B. Walter Scholarship. And Dalton Miller, Carly Smith, Diego Valatero, and Elise Hammond were nominated by the coaches for the OHSAA Scholar Athlete Award. Under athletics and activities, the Hall of Fame game will be this Friday, and the dinner will take place at 6 p.m. Unfortunately, I'm going to be out of town, and Mr. Mook is, but Mr. Buzzard has graciously agreed to attend the dinner as the administrative representative. February 17th, the girls basketball team will begin their tournament game versus Crestview at 7 p.m. at home. February 19th and 20th, our wrestlers will be competing at their own tournament in Rootstown. And boys basketball will be at South Range on February 23rd at 7 p.m. And that concludes the high school report.
Thank you. Item number 7, public input, please. Item number 8, please vote. Item number 9. 9A.
I make a motion to consider approving the January 2016 financial reports.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Karen?
Yes.
Mr. Hudson?
Yes.
Ms. Whitmer?
Yes.
Ms. Clark?
Yes. Motion passes. Item 9B.
I'd like to make a motion to consider approving the minutes of the January 12th, 2016 budgetary, organizational, and regular meetings and the minutes of the January 26th, 2016 special meeting.
I'll second that.
Discussion? Roll call.
Hudson?
Yes.
Whitmer?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 10.
I move to consider approving employment of Nahed Sater as Director, Supervisor of Coach of a Pupil Activity Program, Head Boys Soccer Coach for the 16-17 school year, as recommended by the Superintendent, with compensation in accordance with Board-approved schedule, pending verification of all credentials.
I'll second the motion.
Discussion? Roll call.
Whitmer?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes. Motion passes. Item 11.
Make a motion to consider approving the employment of the following personnel for the 2015 through 16 school year as recommended by the superintendent. The compensation in accordance with board-approved schedules and retroactive to the first day worked, pending verification of all credentials. Be a substitute support staff, Sarah Posey.
I'll second the motion.
Discussion? Roll call.
Karen?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Whitmer?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes. Motion passes. Item 12.
I'd like to consider a motion approving the following as volunteer for a pupil activity program for the 2015-16 school year as recommended by the superintendent and as listed below.
I'll second that.
Discussion? Roll call.
Hudson?
Yes.
Whitmer?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Karen?
Motion passes. Item 13.
I move to consider approving employment of the following personnel on a supplemental contract for the 15-16 school year as recommended by the superintendent with compensation in accordance with board-approved schedules pending verification of all credentials. Assistant track coach, Ryan Holmes. Junior high school track coach, Zach Turtle.
I'll second the motion.
Discussion? Roll call.
Whitmer?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes. Motion passes. Item 14.
Make a motion to consider approving employment of the following personnel as director, supervisor of the coach of pupil activity program for the 2015 through 16 school year as recommended by the superintendent. Compensation in accordance with board-approved schedules pending verification of all credentials, of which is junior high school or junior high girls track coach Nancy Turpak.
I'll second the motion.
Discussion? Roll call.
Karen?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Whitmer?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes. Motion passes. Item 15.
I'd like to consider a motion approving the amount of rates for calendar year 2016 for taxes to be collected in 2017 as determined by the County Budget Commission and authorizing necessary tax levies and certifying those to the county auditor as follows. General Fund, 28.9 mils outside the 10 mil limit. Permanent Improvement Fund / inside millage, 4.6 mils inside the 10 mil limit.
I'll second that.
Discussion? Roll call.
Hudson?
Yes.
Whitmer?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 16.
I move to consider accepting the resignation of Jenny M. Hum, high school MH classroom aide, effective January 29, 2016.
I'll second the motion.
Discussion? Roll call.
Whitmer?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes. Motion passes. Item 17.
Make a motion to consider approving the request for change in salary for the following teacher effective January 18, 2016, which is Megan Kilroy, for BA Step 3 to MA Step 3.
I'll second that motion.
Discussion? Roll call.
Karen?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Whitmer?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes. Motion passes. Item 18.
I'd like to consider a motion for the approval of the 2016-17 school district calendar as provided with this agenda.
I'll second that.
Discussion. Roll call.
Hudson?
Yes.
Whitmer?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 19, President's Report. Just, again, I think it's great to see that we have a family that wants to provide some scholarships for our students here in the community. I think says a lot about our school district and that they want to come back and provide to our students. So I look forward to see what they're going to do with that. Exciting to see that our young kids are raising all kinds of money for Jump for Heart, so that's a great thing, a great accomplishment they've done over the years. So, also great to see that we have several students attend this spelling bee. And that's really it. Item number 20, OSBA report.
No report.
Item number 21, OSBA student report. No report. Item number 2, Columbiana County Career Center board member report.
Last month was the organizational meeting for the Columbiana County Career Center Board, so we took care of that and heard a little bit about the report card for the Career Center. End of report.
Thank you. Next board meeting will be Tuesday, March 8th at 6 p.m. here in the High School Media Center. Get a motion to consider an executive session in accordance with ORC 121.22 for the sole purpose of consideration of any of the following matters: preparing for and conducting review, negotiation, and bargaining session with public employees concerning compensation or other terms and conditions of their employment, and also matters required to be kept confidential by federal law or rules or state statute.
Second motion.
Discussion? Roll call?
Clark?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Whitmer?
Yes.
We're adjourned to executive session.